My name is Josef Litt and I'm an author, I'm an underwater photographer, and I'm generally interested in nature, places and how people can help the planet. I grew up in communist Czechoslovakia and my passion for the nature and for photography actually comes from TV. A very nice natural history series, TV series, and I always dreamt as a small boy to be one of these adventurers taking photographs and pictures. When I was young, I kind of switched over from nature and photography to technology and computers. Kind of working in computers all the time, I kind of realized that I'm missing something a little bit. I'm missing the nature, I'm missing the lovely time outside, I'm missing taking photographs and be adventurous, really. Firstly, it was the passion of taking lovely pictures, but it developed, and right now, photography is more a tool of being able to bring a place or an animal closer to other people. From a scuba diving perspective, Galapagos is the best place to scuba dive in the world, or maybe top three, top three places. The proximity of large amounts of big animals is just unbelievable. On the land, the animals evolved over the tens of millions of years. You've got animals there that you can't see anywhere else in the world. It's a place full of intrigue. My very favorite unique animal is the marine iguana. It's the only lizard that goes feeding underwater, and because of course their blood is cold in the day, they need to stay on the sun and actually catch the warmth of the sun before they go diving into the water to feed. So just before midnight, when they are warm enough, they go feeding, they swim in the water, they dive for the algae that they are feeding on, and when they feed, they kind of don't pay any attention to anything else. When I was in the water with them, when they saw me, they immediately swam away. They would not stay with me. But we had a fantastic guide who actually gave us some advice. He told me that before they dive, they will kind of look to the left twice, from some reason, I don't know why. And then they will dive. And once they get to the bottom, they will look for the algae that they are feeding on. And once they find a patch, they will start feeding. And once they do that, you can get very close to them. I was so close that the iguana was bumping into my camera when it was feeding. And then, to my surprise, the iguana stopped feeding, looked at me, and then stepped on my camera, stepped on my mask, and just went over my head to the surface. Once during scuba diving, we went to a small plateau in just 3 meters of depth. On that plateau, there is a big sea lion with a big fish that the sea lion just caught. And the sea lion was kind of playing with the carcass, which of course meant that there was some blood in the water around the sea lion and the fish. Our small group of divers came to there. Of course, when we saw some life, we kind of wanted to explore more. And suddenly we realized that there is a pack of 4 sharks, big 3 meters long Galapagos sharks, coming to that plateau. Within 10 seconds, we were surrounded by 4 big sharks circling around us. We were kind of huddling together. And it was the moment when I thought, well, I'm losing control here a little bit. When I started to play with the idea of writing a book, at that moment I started to think about Galapagos as one of the places that my first book could be about. I returned to Galapagos 2 more times, and it was already with the plan of writing a book about them. Galapagos are such a unique place where I was able to see how the people influence the nature and how people can actually protect the nature. It made me think that actually the whole conservation makes sense. It is possible to actually conserve the environment, conserve the nature and prevent animals from extinction. In addition to that, Galapagos are almost like a laboratory for many scientists around the world, and the successes of the scientists are unbelievable. Galapagos are now in better situation, in better shape than 50 years ago. 50 years ago, it was a big disaster. People were taking small tortoises back home as souvenirs. The fishing was unbelievable, unprecedented. Right now, kind of through the government, through the work of the volunteers and people in the Galapagos National Park, and through work of the scientists, the place is getting better and better.